3 days before the transfer window opens, there has been a lot of rumors in the markets like Disasi, Christopher Nkunku, Andrey Santos, Leon Delap, a certain gang youngster, Christensen. Oh my god, can't pronounce that name, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This picture is right there. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive straight into all the news, dissect the whole thing, make sure you like the video. 20 likes will go a very long way to telling the algorithm that we're doing something right here. And at the end of the video, if you want to see more of me, you should kindly subscribe to the channel. Now, without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. Now I'll be starting with Disasi. Get me? Since Enzo Maresca came in, we have seen Disasi dropped from the first team to the second team. He hasn't been playing regularly in the Premier League. I think he has only started 3 to 4 matches this season in the Premier League. Get me? He has played most of his matches in the Super Conference League and the Carabao Cup, which we are knocked out by Newcastle. So there have been talks, there have been links that Disasi therefore is considering leaving in January to get back into top form. Among interested clubs is Bayer Leverkusen, who lose Jonathan Tah this winter and therefore working on a potential replacement have to come inquire in order to sound out the Frenchman entourage. And yeah, and obviously Bayer Leverkusen is not really the only team after Disasi at this point, because there are talks of Juventus, there are talks of Bayern Munich as well, and there are talks of, I think there are a lot of clubs are actually interested in him, which is quite fascinating, and which I'm like, to an extent I was thinking, is that not the Disasi we know, the Disasi that all of us want out of the club? A lot of clubs are actually interested in him. He's a very big defender. He's a traditional defender, but you know, he doesn't have the technical ability to play for the Enzo Maresca side, because we are a side that are known for passing out from the back, you know, and that's not Disasi's strength. He's not really good when it comes to passing from the back. That's not his thing, and I'll be really to see him move. 30 million, 35 million. I'm happy as long as we recoup. I think we'll recoup the amount we sold him, because a lot of top clubs are actually interested in him, and it's not that bad. We saw him the season before when Pochettino was our manager. He was really good, even though I could say like he wasn't consistent with his performance. He's in today, he's out tomorrow. Drop the best performance today, drop the worst tomorrow, and that is one thing I don't like about Axel Disasi. Is just his inconsistency. His inconsistency as a player is out of this world, and our backline needs surgery. And that's got me thinking, if we are going to sell someone like Disasi, obviously we need to sell somebody. Who are we going to bring in? Are we going to call Chaloba? Are we going to wait for his loan to end before we sign somebody? Obviously, before Disasi moves, our backline already needs some refreshing. We need to bring in player in that position. Is a position that we really need to bring in player. We saw it against Fulham. We have seen it in some of our matches this season. Our backline has cost us some games. You get me? But that's enough about Disasi. Let's move on to Christopher Nkunku. A man, actually, he's Chelsea current highest goal scorer in the club in all competition. I think he has scored up to 15 goals this season alone for Chelsea. But yeah, Christopher Nkunku is not a number 9. He's often being played out of position. He's not in the first team squad. Most of his Premier League matches came from the bench. He barely starts. I think off my head I could remember him starting against Southampton. That's the match I could remember him starting. Apart from that, all of his appearance as came from the bench. He's often start at Europa Conference League. And with the 2026 World Cup coming up, Christopher Nkunku will need to cement his place at the World Cup. You get me? The US 2026 World Cup. It's not just US though, but yeah, you need to cement his place at the World Cup. There are talks of him leaving Chelsea. There have been rumors of him not being happy at Chelsea. And obviously, when I saw him came in against Fulham, I was like, yeah, sell him. You get me? Not because he's not a good player, it's because he's often been played out of position, and we have bare players that could play that same position, which is his best position, which is at the back of a striker as a number 10 role. You have a lot of players that can play there. You have Drewsbury Hall, he can play there. If the quality is way off from Drewsbury Hall to Palmer, it's a very, very big drop off. But we have someone like Jack Felix who could offer almost the same thing Palmer could offer. So that's going to be very, very hard for him to displace these players in that position. A lot of competition in that position, and we have like of Connie Chukwuemeka who doesn't get minutes at all. You get me? And we're going to bring in a lot of players in the summer. We have Istova is still coming, and he could play as a 10. He could play as a right winger. So I don't really see a future of Christopher Nkunku past this season. I think this season will be the last season of Christopher Nkunku playing with us. So there are reports that Nkunku's agent, who also represents Hansi Flick and Robert Lewandowski, is offering him to Barcelona. now this may look like it sounds somehow offering him to Barcelona. I don't see Barcelona signing him because I don't see where they could get a 52 million pounds to pay Chelsea. You get me? Where Nkunku is not a bad player, he's a very, very good player, he's the club highest goal scorer. Chelsea is not selling him anything less than what we brought him in for. There are talks that likes of Manchester United are interested. There are talks of PSG being interested as well. So we just have to see what happens. But I think he should go back to PSG. He was academy boy at PSG. Blah blah blah. Go back to PSG. You are definitely going to start. That's your boyhood club. You'll be welcome there. You're back home. Definitely, you get your role, your position in the 2026 World Cup. Get me? That's enough about him. Now let's move on to a very, very certain young player which I really, really, really like. And there are talks of him going on loan this season. Cesare Casadei. Obviously, he's a very, very young player. He hasn't been getting a lot of minutes, but anytime I've seen him play, I've enjoyed him play. So there are talks that Chelsea wants a 36 million euros to sell Cesare Casadei and are not accepting a loan exit at all. Yeah, I don't think Chelsea wants to sell him. The player said in a certain press conference that he doesn't want to leave Chelsea. He wants to stay at Chelsea, and I know that he has a very, very good potential. And I think when Chelsea signed him, we signed him around 14-15 million from Inter Milan, or was it even free? I can't remember. Yeah, so there are talks of, because there have been reports that a lot of clubs are interested in him. Lazio, AC Milan, Monza, I think a lot of Italian clubs. I think there are talks of Napoli as well, but I don't know. But there are a lot of Italian clubs interested in Cesare Casadei. So yeah, moving on, we'll be talking about Andrey Santos, a player that has been lighting it up at the League One. One of Strasbourg's best player this season. Obviously, he has gone on loan there last season and this season as well. There are talks of a lot of Chelsea fans has been calling for him to be recalled, but Chelsea hierarchy has come and said that Andrey Santos is being considered for a squad role for Chelsea 2025-2026 campaign. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. What he has done, obviously, beginning of this season, there are talks of him staying with the club. Playing as having some role, being a backup to some player. And there are a lot of talks of Chelsea fans calling for Andrey Santos to be recalled and to stay with the squad, because we saw against Fulham in the midfield we can't really make any substitution when we needed some players to come in, and Andrey Santos has proven a time in, time out that he could drop not particularly a Casadei performance, or he could drop something similar. It won't be a very, very big gap. It won't be a very, very big drop off when you substitute someone like Casadei for Santos, or substitute someone like Enzo for Santos, and Enzo could easily play Andrey Santos could easily play the role of both of them. Very, very good when it comes to tackling. His ball retention is very, very good. He can score, he can shoot from anywhere. Obviously, it's obvious that he has scored 5 goals 6 goals in 16 appearances for Strasbourg this season. So that tells you all you need to know about him. So they are obviously definitely going to get a squad, a role in Chelsea next season. So, but I think there are more talks of recalling him, not from the hierarchy, but yeah, from the fans. We just have to see how that goes. Yeah. There are talks of Leon Delap, the young striker, the former Manchester City academy striker, to be signed. Obviously, Chelsea needs a signing. If you're going to move on Christopher Nkunku, we need someone that could compete, or a very, very big upgrade to Nicholas Jackson, who has been good this season. I'm not saying that we should sign someone that is going to displace him, but he has been good this season. But there are talks of Leon Delap being the target. So there are talks that Ipswich Town forward Liam Delap has emerged as Chelsea new target in recent months. It's a no-brainer. It's been there. I think there are rumors has been flying for a while now that Chelsea wants to sign Liam Delap. A very, very good striker. Like I said, I will have him. I will have him over most of the strikers. I will have Liam Delap. Very, very good. I think he will be very, very cheap as well. We just have to see what happens. You know what his speech is going to call. Be demanding for him. Get me? I think it will be more cheaper if Ipswich Town goes to relegation. It will be very, very cheap. Ipswich Town goes to relegation. But we just have to see how that goes. And then moving on, we'll be talking about the hierarchy. So there is a theory that has been going on that Chelsea need a centre back and a goalkeeper to be able to compete or have a shot at the Premier League. Now, in a saying that I think is true, but guess who think is not true? The theory that Chelsea are a centre back and goalkeeper away from being able to win the Premier League this season is not the view taken by the hierarchy. Oh God, I think we definitely need a goalkeeper and we definitely need a defender. Last match against Fulham says it all. And I don't know whether we are watching the same team. I don't know whether me and the hierarchy are watching the same team, because our backline is shambolic. Our backline is calamity. I'm telling you. So we need an upgrade. No matter what the hierarchy thinks, I think we should at least a centre back. At least a centre back. If you want to buy a goalkeeper, we have Jorgensen, we have Petrovic, you can call him, get me. Sanchez, he hasn't been doing bad for a while now, get me, but we have other goalkeepers. Get me a defender. We need defenders, get me. So moving on, there is a Brazilian forward, David Washington, which was signed from I think Santos or something. Yeah, he has been in the Chelsea youth team for a while. He has been playing there, scoring goals. So there are talks. I recently said that there are talks of him going on loan January, and David Washington. I said that because I said that David Washington wants to get the first team experience somewhere else. So I'm guessing it's a loan. It's going to be definitely a loan. I think he needs a loan. But enough of him. Let's move on to the last piece of news or last piece of transfer we'll be discussing, and that is Christopher Karetsas. You get me? There are talks of Chelsea signing a certain young player from Genk. Get me? So reports say that Chelsea has added KRC Genk's 17 years old attacking midfielders Christopher Karetsas to their transfer target list. Yeah, I think I checked on him. He could equally play as a central midfielder, he's an attacking midfielder. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't think all these players will play for Chelsea. I think signing him, improve his price, get his value up, and sell him. That's why I think. Well, obviously we have players that are almost similar to the same age in that position. You get me? A lot of them in that position. So that's why I don't really see anything serious from this one. But we just have to see what happens. So yeah, that's the video there. If you enjoy it, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Baby.